For most of my life, I carried a quiet tension between two ways of knowing, one scientific, the other spiritual. It's like I intuitively felt they were both describing the same mystery from different viewpoints. In Emerging Imaginal You, I explored that mystery, not as a paradox to be resolved, but from the perspective of the intersection where science and spirit have long since met. Science offered us a world of solid objects and cause and effect equations. In that worldview, consciousness seemed like an afterthought, mistakenly attributed to just the brain. But then quantum physics arrived and the rules changed. Instead of particles behaving like tiny billiard balls, we discovered wave particles that simultaneously exist in multiple states until observed, that can entangle in pairs across galaxies and may take the form of matter only while being watched. Max Planck, one of quantum mechanics' original explorers, said it beautifully. There is no matter. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force. Behind this, a conscious and intelligent mind. That realization set the stage for a dramatic reframing. Consciousness does not emerge from matter, but is the source of everything, including matter. Since I first encountered the idea that consciousness is the foundation of reality, not an add-on, I felt less confused and more at home in the cosmos. The notion resonated with my intuitive internal truth detector. Hence, it stands to reason that everything from wave particles to planets emerges from conscious awareness. This perspective bridges spiritual traditions worldwide, which teach that reality is alive, interconnected, and responsive to our thoughts, emotions, and where we place our attention. All that interconnection plays into what physicists call the holographic universe. In a hologram, every fragment or fractal contains the information of the whole. Physicist David Bohm believed that our reality operates similarly. Every point in space-time, including our brains, holographically has access to all information in the entire cosmos. That fractal model aligns with spiritual truths like as above, so below. It also provides an elegant explanation for intuition, synchronicity, and phenomena like remote viewing, because if all information is encoded everywhere, consciousness has access to it. Then there's the observer effect, the idea that the universe actually changes based on whether we're watching. Consciousness isn't separate or passive, it's interconnected and participatory. Hence, what spiritual traditions have long taught about focusing the mind and shaping reality through intention begins to look less like metaphor and more like natural law. A shift in perception could change everything. Energy healing, for instance, begins to be increasingly recognized as the result of resonance and entanglement between two points of consciousness. Creativity begins to be increasingly recognized as energetic resonance and dialogue with the unseen. Spiritual growth becomes increasingly recognized not as a process of adding on, as much as one of removing the false layers obscuring what always was. Given that self-sovereignty and developing a habit of balanced NOD or neutral observing discernment might become a priority. When we walk into a room, our consciousness doesn't just read the environment, it influences the room's level of energy coherence. When we've listened deeply, we haven't just heard nuance, we've resonated with it. When we act with intention from our hyperdimensionally connected heart, we're influencing the very quantum field templates that render our reality. That's where science and spirituality finally shake hands, not in a temple or lab, but where here and now awareness meets courageous, open-minded wonder. It's not about watering down science or making spirituality rigid. It's about recognizing that both are lenses focusing on the same fundamental truth. Consciousness is primary, connection is essential, and we are, each of us, creative participants in the unfolding universe. This is the intersection that famously insightful and productive mystic scientists like Einstein, Heisenberg, Schrödinger, Bohm, Nikola Tesla, Carl Jung, Sir Isaac Newton, and Francis Bacon found to be so productive. If we really accepted that consciousness, not matter, is the fabric of reality, is what really matters. How would our daily life change? What might we create differently, interact with more wisely, give more attention to, and give less attention to, knowing that reality responds to our vibration, beliefs, and where we focus our attention and intention? What will it be? The proceeding was generated by an AI ghostwriter from Bob Cochran's writing and sampled voice. For more information on Bob's first book, Emerging Imaginal You, a time-traveling note to self from the corner of science and spirituality, or his second book, Hyperdimensional You, Surfing the Shift Toward Mastery, check out Clever, the number 2, Wise, that's clever2wise.com. On Facebook, search for hashtag Clever2Wise. To help this work continue, like and share Bob's YouTube videos, which can be located by searching for @Clever2Wise. To be notified as new videos become available, click subscribe.